I'm gonna try it this way anyway. What the heck? Um, I want to get on here tonight and do a little bit of paranormal news. Um, Let me find this first thing I was looking up. Oh yeah, have y'all seen on NBC News? Well, I saw it on NBC News. Have y'all seen it on the news? Because it's been on the national news, which I find interesting. Um, the clip of what the lady caught on her ring camera that looks kind of like it's an alien. Doesn't look like it's a person. Doesn't look like it's any kind of animal I've ever seen. Anyway, I didn't know if y'all had seen it, so I've got it teed up here, and I'm gonna flip the camera around real quick and play that and get it out of the way, and um, let you guys see that because it's kind of weird. I don't know what to make of it. So let's see. I'm gonna point this down here at the computer where you guys can see it, and let's play it. This is kind of a weird way of doing it, but
might miss it, but Jessica Ortiz didn't.
Like, I'm going crazy. I'm literally going crazy. Like, I'm losing my mind. And I took the phone from my son, so I was like, "Can you check this for me?" I was like, "Am I seeing things, or is this what I'm seeing?"
What do you see? Here it is paused. It's from her ring video from June 5th in Southern California.
He's like, "Mom, it's an alien. Call the police." And I was like, "I'm not calling the police on an alien."
But is it an alien?
What does that look like to you? Does that look like a human? It does not look human to me.
Do you think this alien video is real?
anyway, I thought I would talk about it. And that's part of the reason I've been posting some stuff on Roswell, because that's that Roswell case. That's something that's obviously um, cover up. The people that testify, they're just too sincere. There's no reason for them to make it up. So um, anyway, if y'all get a chance to actually, that's on. I've seen that on all the networks. I've seen it on all over YouTube, on Facebook, and I think the fact that the national news is covering it is what makes it interesting. It's weird. I don't know what it is. So if you guys want to let me know in the comments what you guys think, or if you've seen anything else like it, but it's interesting. It looks alien. Doesn't look. And it's again, I don't know how anybody would fake it. I guess it could be CGI, but doing stuff with these videos off these, even the phones, and I mean, I know you can do stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, it's weird. So, like I said, that was a strange thing. So, that's been in the news, and that was something I wanted to talk about. Have you guys heard about the fellow? And I'm way behind on this one. This isn't really news. This is like this is almost ghostly news in itself. But the fellow that was the handler for the Annabelle doll passed away recently. Um, I guess he was on tour with the Annabelle doll. And, he had a heart attack, and they found him dead in his hotel room. That's really sad. I don't know that that had anything to do with the doll, but what I do find interesting though about it is I don't know if y'all know about the doll that I had. I had this haunted doll, and it was in a museum over in West Virginia. I think it's in storage right now because the fellow that had the museum um, was looking for a new location. But the guy who I gave my doll to, he had a heart attack also. Now he didn't die. He's a younger fellow, and he was able to survive it. But I when I heard that the guy that had the Annabelle doll had a heart attack and died in his hotel room, um, I just thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting that the guy that had my doll had a heart attack also, and that's creepy. And that the doll I had's weird. I don't know if y'all have ever watched the videos on it, but what well, well, and what's weird about the dolls? It's become more famous than I have. There's I think a couple of different paranormal teams have investigated it now. So as far as people seeing it. Um, it's more famous than me. The doll's more well known than I am. And I remember Steve telling me that people would actually come into the museum over there just to see that doll. Um, so the doll's name is Bessie Bell. I'm the one that named it. I bought it at an antique store in Stanton. I bought it for a prop. I didn't know it was haunted. Um, Y'all gonna think the camera's on because I just kicked the stands on. Sorry about that. Um, but anyway, I didn't know the thing was haunted. I'm still not. I don't know. I don't know. I guess the doll is haunted. Quite a few people investigated, and they've gotten some weird stuff out of it. Um, I think it was Paranormal Quest was one of the teams that investigated it. I think they got my great grandfather's first name out, which was that was interesting. Um, so if they're talking to earthbound spirits, yeah, Grandpa probably is still here stalking around somewhere. He probably is kind of like me. I'll probably stay here too. Heaven's for good people and nice people. It'd be kind of boring for me. I don't know what I would do up there, except make everybody angry. And unless I figure out somehow a way to change myself before I go there, I don't see myself going there. But we'll see how it goes. um, but anyway, so that doll. Like I said, that doll's become more famous than I have. Um, so I wanted to play you guys a clip of where is she? There's the doll. So let me. Oh, That's the wrong clip. That's something I want to play you guys too, but that's not the clip I wanted to play. Um, anyway, this is a clip I caught in my apartment when I lived in Stanton, the Betsy Bell doll. Like I said, she's become more famous than I have. So um, you'll hear me in the background asking the questions, but then most of the voices are coming out of the spirit box. But this is the responses I got, and it's really bizarre. So, I'm gonna play it again. He said, unfortunately. I said, "You the demon?" He said, "Unfortunately, sir." Um, at one point, something says, he says, "Hold me," and at the end, he says, "Have a good night." There's a couple other voices in there. One of them says, "Who's the demon?" But none of those voices are mine. You hear me, like I said, you hear me ask a couple things. I'm back away from it. I'm not like the voices um, that sound up close. So I'm gonna play it for you one more time and let you hear that. It's kind of so anyway, that was why I got rid of the dog because I could get the stuff like that out. It was creepy. And big massive cold spot around it too. I could almost use it as an air conditioner, which is weird in itself. So I decided to get rid of it. So it was in a museum in West Virginia called the Museum of the Afterlife. But I'm gonna replay this thing.
The birthday book is.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. I do not want to play news. I clicked on the wrong thing.
The birthday book.
Well, I guess we can talk about that thing, but I don't really do it. Have a good night. Anyway, that's my old doll Betsy Bell. Like I said, I think it's Paranormal Quest that investigated it. Um, so there's I think on my community section there's a post about that doll, and I think there's a link to their investigation of it. Watch it; it's really interesting. Like I said, they got my grandfather's name out at one point. Whatever spirit is inhabiting that doll got really angry at him and said, "Don't fucking taunt me." He got really mad. So anyway, it was interesting. So that's the doll. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the Annabelle doll. So I talked about that, and like I said, it's sad that fella passed away. Like I said, my friend had a heart attack also. Um, so I wouldn't recommend buying haunted dolls. I think they're hard on you. Um, I think some of the nasty stuff I hear uses them as doorways. So that island that has all the dolls on it. Can't remember where that island is, but there's an island that Zach Baggins went to that's like covered with dolls. I would not go to that island. I would not take anything off that island. So let's see. Oh, so I want to play you guys one more clip. This was an EVP I caught at Penhurst Asylum in Pennsylvania. Penhurst was an old. Well, I guess it was used for different things. I think it was called the Penhurst Technical School, but I think it was also used as an asylum at one point too. Anyway, not the best place. Anyway, this is an EVP I caught down in what they call the tunnels in. I think it was a Mayflower building. Really cool EVP. It'll repeat a couple of times. You'll hear me saying I'm going to debunk myself, and then another little voice saying not me. I think that was a spirit we decided was named Ike. And yeah, I haven't been able to debunk Ike. He's pretty tight. So let me play that for you real quick. I'm gonna let it repeat. So I didn't hear that. That's an EVP. I might play it again here in a second. No equipment running. Um, that's a straight up Class A EVP. He said, not me. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's the voice of Ike. He was communicating with us on the Ovilus there. He figured out how to use it really well. Basically, led us on a tour all over the whole building. It was interesting. So, like I said, I was going to play that. I'm going to play it one more time and um, let you guys hear that. Like I said, I think the spirit's name is Ike. Um, Now, whether he's a kid or not, that's up to debate. But I want you guys to hear his voice. You'll see me say I'm going to debunk myself, and then he'll say not me, and it repeat. I repeated it like 3 times so you could hear it. Do it one more time. Anyway, that's one of the better EVPs that I've caught. Um, Very clear. Like I said, I think that spirit's name is Ike. Um, like I said, what he is up to debate. He likes to present himself as a boy, but I don't necessarily think that he is. But like I said, that's up for debate. You can definitely communicate with him. He's good at using the obelisk. There's an investigation at Penhurst where he leads us all over the whole place, and he'll talk. He'll pretty much talk whenever on the obelisk whenever we're answering to. And we caught his voice in a couple places too. So pretty interesting investigation. And I guess the other thing I was going to talk about before I got off here, I wasn't going to talk real long, like maybe 15 minutes or so. Um, Not a whole lot going on in paranormal news. I haven't looked to see if there's any Bigfoot. Oh yeah, there actually. I did look. There was, and I'm not going to try to show that video. There was a really interesting Bigfoot um, video taken here recently. This guy took out. I think his dog was reacting. He took his video out over kind of across his yard, looking out to a fence line. There was like woods on the other side of the fence. I think if you Google recent Bigfoot sightings, you'll be able to find it, or just search for it on YouTube. Interesting video. If it's real, that thing's big, and I don't know what it is. It almost, when I first saw it, I thought it moved kind of like a primate, but this is here in the U.S. in the woods somewhere. So unless somebody's gorilla got loose, um, I don't know what that was. It didn't really. To me, it was big. Like I said, it was big. It didn't really move like a human. Was not a bear. I would say it was not a bear. Just the shape of it, unless it was a really skinny bear. So look that up if you've got time. And seems like everybody's been enjoying the Art Bell videos. So, well, I guess they're not really videos. They're all radio shows. But there's some interesting things in them. Like I said, I've been posting some stuff about Roswell. That's interesting to me. Like I said, I watched those interviews, and those people just seem really sincere about the fact that there was an actual UFO crash and the government was covering it up. And there's an Art Bell episode too, a short one. It's like 15 minutes, where apparently Art had gotten some materials that were supposed to be off of the crash, and I guess he had them analyzed, and so it talks about that in there. And I've got some other stuff on. I've got another Art Bell episode. I haven't listened to it yet to see what it says, but it's about Roswell also. So I'm not really much into aliens, but I do have some evidence that, and like I said, I don't know that aliens and ghosts and whatever it is I get these voices from. I don't know what they are, because I do have a clip from the Paw Paw Tunnel, and I'm not going to go through looking for that and sharing it, but it's near the very end. It's at the very end of the Paw Paw tunnel investigation, which is like an hour and 15 minutes long, and this is within like the last 4 or 5 minutes. And I'm talking about Jacob. I'm talking about this spirit named Jacob, and I ask where Jacob is, and I get this voice that says, or it says that was Jacob or something. I said, well, they said he wasn't there. They had to get him or something. And then they said, wait a minute, what planet? And but I didn't catch it at the time. But when I went back and listened to it, I was like, okay, they said what planet? Almost like almost like I'd got the universal operator, like the Lily Tomlin character, like 1 minute, please. What planet are you calling from? Anyway, and that was interesting. Like I said, it's right at the end of the Paw Paw Tunnel investigation. That's that one that's an hour and 15 minutes long. But it's within like the last 5 or 6 minutes of it. And I think that came off of I don't know. I'm not even sure what we were running the app or we're running the spirit box or I know we were using the portal. But anyway, it's just a weird occurrence, and the fact they said what planet I thought was strange. So, like I said, I don't know if we're talking aliens or ghosts or um, you know, if demons are real, I guess they're kind of alien, or maybe maybe they're not alien and we are. Maybe we're alien to them. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. But anyway, like I said, I want to go on here and do a little short news thing, about 15 minutes or so. There's a little bit of stuff going on. A couple cool Bigfoot things going on out there. So Bigfoot's still active, and like I said, um, if you if you have a chance, watch the Art Bell stuff. There's some pretty cool. Listen, that's the cool thing. They're all radio shows. You can hook them up and just sit there and listen to them. It's not like you got to pay attention to them or watch. I just kind of listen to them and chill. But there's been some interesting stuff in them. The one I uploaded, I guess this morning, was about ghosts in the air, and it was from a guy who had been a pilot about different weird occurrences they had involving airplanes and things they saw in the air that weren't necessarily UFOs and some paranormal experiences. So anyway, I found that one interesting. So if you get a chance, check those out. Anyway, I noticed I had quite a few people tune in. I appreciate that. I didn't have the comments turned on, or I don't know if I had any comments or not, but I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Y'all have a good night. Check back soon.